Hello, teacher here. Have you ever received a traffic ticket, a violation, a citation for some reason or another? Have you ever been driving and received a speeding ticket? Have you ever had a tail light out and you got a ticket for that? Have you ever been sitting at a unauthorized place to park, in other words, or a handicap or a loading zone or what have you, and you received a parking violation, or ticket, if you will? Have you ever jaywalked and received a citation or ticket? Have you ever thrown litter on the ground or spat on the ground, or even had an open flask, which is basically a bottle or a can of alcohol, and you're drinking it out in public, and received a citation or ticket? Okay, if you fall in any of these particular categories of tickets or citations, my question to you now is, did you commit a crime? Have you really committed a crime? What is a crime, ladies and gentlemen? Have you ever been educated as to what a crime was? Do we know what a crime actually is? Something that's criminal. Okay, well, I'm about to educate you if you don't know this. And this really is common knowledge. If you're spiritual, religious, or a person who attends some synagogue, some church, a mosque, or what have you, you may already know this. But then again, you may not. Anytime a man or woman, mankind, commits an act that harms another man or woman, or deprives them of freedom and pleasure as far as their property is concerned, that is deemed as a crime. Is there someone that was injured as a result of your actions? If there was no injury to another human being in any capacity, then there is no crime. But the legal system created a set of policies and or rules that they enacted to make revenue, money, for some of us. They want to make money off of what they're calling a crime. But in actuality, it is nothing more than a statute. That's all it is. Something that they created for the sole purpose of making money. So when you're speeding down the street and you're going 10 or 20 miles per hour past the speed limit, we've been taught that that's a crime, that we've done something wrong. Could possibly be that there's some wrongness in that, if you will. Could have possibly hurt someone, could have possibly damaged ourselves or killed ourselves. Maybe, and maybe not. But what usually happens when the police officer or the highway patrolman pulls you over? They pull out this little pad or this clipboard and they write out something called a citation. Along with that citation has a number to represent the infraction. And that infraction number, if you will, has a dollar amount attached to it. Once you go to the clerk's office, the treasurer, or your local courthouse and you pay that ticket, you're free again to walk, to drive, to jump and roll and play and do all of the things that you did prior to. You didn't go to jail. So was it a crime, or was it just a method to extract money from you? Same thing is true. If you've ever walked against traffic crossing the street, or in the middle of the traffic instead of going to the crosswalk where you're supposed to walk, pedestrians that is, and a police officer might see you and say, hey, you know, you just jaywalked, when you write you this ticket, this citation. He didn't arrest you and take you to jail because you didn't harm anyone. So he kindly took your information down, he wrote you a citation, and you had to go again to the courthouse and pay a fine. Where in the world does all of this fine money go? You do the research. What is it all for? You do the research. But guess what? If it was really a crime, wouldn't you be locked up? Now let's do this. Let's say police officer's driving down the road and he sees you beating the snot out of somebody else. He pulls over and he arrests you. That's a crime from his perception because you injured someone else. You had the upper hand. No matter what your reason is or what your excuse is, you were injuring someone else. That's a crime. I just use that as sort of a nice subtle excuse or example, if you will. So what's going on with all of these non-injurious types of crimes? When you haven't harmed anyone, but when you actually harm someone, you go to jail, but in the prior you don't. Makes you wonder, makes you think, or it should. What's the policing system all about? So, the next time you're driving down the street and you run a stop sign, there's no one around, police officer happens to see you, they pull you over, they'll give you this excuse or explanation: you could have hit someone, you could have damaged some property, and they give you a nice ticket or citation again, and you have to go down to the courthouse and pay it. But no one was injured. But it was all just in case someone was there. You could have hurt someone. Let us extract some money from you as a warning to you next time not to do this. Now what's funny is that you can run a stop sign 50, 60, 70 times and never hurt anyone, and all they do is keep on writing you citations, and you go to the courthouse and you pay it. You can get 1,000 tickets for an expired meter, but you never go to jail as long as you pay it. So what's the real crime? You think about it, and you ask yourself the question: have we been got? Just curious to know. Leave your comments in the comment section below, because this gets deeper.